Let's start. And hi everyone, it's a kickoff webinar for the full stack, for the InterSystems full stack contest, which we start today and which will last for 2 weeks. So next 2 weeks, you are very welcome to develop and submit a full stack application and against InterSystems IRIS. And here we have Raj Singh, a product manager of developer experience in InterSystems, and Raj will say you actually what we expect from you. So Raj, please.
Hi, everybody. It's good to see some familiar names here, not faces. So obviously this is the full stack development contest, and I will just go through a little bit of what, full stack has many different meanings. So I'll go through a little bit of what I see as what we would like to see out of this. So in the traditional sense, in most of the development world, full stack talks about a database layer, a web application services layer, and then a front end. And that is, for many decades has been the traditional perspective on full stack development. Is you have at the front end, you have web experts, HTML, CSS, maybe some JavaScript, that kind of stuff. In the middleware, you have the web application, which knows how to talk to the database. So you'll have people who, not know a lot of SQL or more of the backend developer, the backend developer type profile. Doesn't know how to design something pretty, but knows how to get the most out of talking to the database. And then you have the database tier, which is your DBAs and your people who know how to optimize SQL and do SQL plans and do all that kind of stuff. Things are different nowadays because more and more there's a blurring between the web application layer and the database layer, and especially in the InterSystems world. With ObjectScript, you have a complete blurring, or you don't really have a differentiation between the database layer and the middleware layer, because you have, it's in the name of ObjectScript. The database data is really objects. The database can be expressed directly in ObjectScript. So you really have, what you're really left with is two layers. You have an ObjectScript layer, which expresses, which you can talk to directly, through a REST API, or increasingly there are more advanced, maybe higher performance ways to talk to the database layer in ObjectScript. So maybe you're going to open a direct socket connection, to ObjectScript or another language, and speak that way and build your web application that way. So I just got out of the big MIT hack. And a lot of the people were really interested in using WebRTC there as a technology to make the connection between the web layer and other services more performant. That would be an interesting thing to explore with InterSystems technology. Of course, we probably expect most things to be REST API based, and we have a host of ways to implement a REST API. There's one way, which is in the documentation, which is build everything yourself. Basically write a class which has routes and do manually hand code it all. I think we have a series of REST templates out there in GitHub and OpenExchange, from the one from Tim Levitt from InterSystems, the REST API layer, to REST forms, I know is a popular one out there, and I think there are more. There are lots of different ways to get started with building a REST API, and then building a client front end, a client-side front end on top of that. So we have, I think Angular has been the way most of the applications or examples you see out there for InterSystems use Angular, because that's what we use internally. but I just created a Vue.js application which uses REST. It's hard to say that it's InterSystems specific because it doesn't know that the backend is InterSystems. It's just speaking REST. I don't know if there are any React examples out there. Evgeny, do we have any React examples out around that you know of?
I cannot take from my mind anything at the moment, but you can search Open Exchange. We could just search for React, and I think we could find some.
Okay, and so I mean, this is to me the most interesting competition because it's the one that ensures that we get some client-facing applications developed, because that's the nature of the contest. So I'm excited about this one. Part of the reason, a big reason why I put time and participate into these developer contests is we want to expand the reach of InterSystems, beyond the current customer base and show the larger world how great a technology it is to work with. And so, what I'm going to be looking for from this competition is really good-looking things that express some aspect of what InterSystems does well in a way that's easy to consume by the general public. Because I want to advertise, our winners as heavily as possible as a shining example, a shining light out there that shows how great it is to work with our technology. I think a lot of you, seeing some old friendly faces out there, know this internally, but we have a hard time expressing it to the public. So, all of you have probably tried at least 10 different databases, and you've chosen to invest a lot of your professional time and effort into this one. And just the fact that you're here says that you enjoy working with it, and it's worth the effort. And so I'd like to be able to, have that come through in a way that we can encourage more people to to find out what you found out and join us in this community. So I think trying to think of anything else I wanted to say. There's, I think we are light on the front end development end in general, in terms of examples and good code samples and videos and things like that. So I'm excited to see that increase through this effort. I think we've, on the back end, we've done a lot of interesting stuff, but it's kind of hidden by the fact that we don't have a good front end to show it off with. So I think, and the other thing I would end with is there are a lot of REST API out there, and obviously that's certainly a great way to go, but I think it would be really interesting to explore some of the other ways in which you can create clients, create full stack applications that don't necessarily use REST but use something more cutting edge and interactive. And so I'm particularly looking out for things which use WebSockets or RTC or things like that to create either better performance or better interactivity or something. Don't do it for no reason. I'd like to definitely see REST be used for most use cases, but when it makes sense, whether it's a chat application or some kind of something that needs to do long polling or have constant updates put into it. Interested to see how we might leverage some of those more exotic special purpose communications protocols to get really cool full stack applications developed. So that's my intro, and I'm really excited. This is going to be my favorite contest of the year, I think. So thank you all for coming.
Thanks, Raj. And colleagues, if you have any questions to Raj, please go ahead now, because we have Raj for only half an hour. So you can speak it in loud or ask in the chat. Okay. So we have a question. What is RTC? Raj? You're muted, Raj.
Yeah, I forget what it stands for, but I think it just stands for real-time communications, but its ability to, RTC is an old standard for optimized communications. I think WebRTC has a little bit of buzz right now because I think it was put into the web standards in HTML5, so it's relatively new in terms of web. I think Firebase, which is a popular web-based database from Google. I think Firebase, it's either Google or Amazon, I forget. But I think that has popularized WebRTC with its support for it. Might be, but I don't know a lot about it, but it's definitely something to take a look at. I think it's good for, one of the things you don't use web services for is when you have really big data files like audio or video or something like that. So that, might be a better choice, a better way, a better platform or technology in which to use WebRTC versus a REST service. If you're doing video or audio or something which you have a bigger file that you need to stream.
Thanks, Raj. Any more questions?
Yeah, I have one. Hi, Raj and Enrique.
Hi.
Just a small question for you. The technology for the front end doesn't matter if I use a cutting edge technology, Angular, Vue.js, or just an old-fashioned CSP, or which make more points for you using these cutting edge frameworks or a really good idea?
Yeah, I think
I'm studying right now Vue.js and studying the past Angular, but in 2 weeks to create a really good idea, I'm a little afraid that my lack of knowledge from these frameworks hold me back. So to deliver it right on time, I prefer using a simple approach, using maybe old CSP and jQuery. I don't know. But what do you think of this scenario? Thank you.
Well, definitely the expression of the idea is the most important criteria. How how well it solves a particular business problem. Actually, that's one thing I'd like to mention is that, a lot of you people are doing this for fun, but you also work in a company. I think what's most exciting is when you express the solution of a business problem in a new and novel way that you've had the pain for, that your company has had pain on. So definitely the idea is number one, not using the latest technology. Yeah, but technology is always cool and fun.
Yeah, and we have a similar question from Oliver that is it okay to use CSP and JavaScript and no Angular? So yes, and as Raj said, I think that I agree that the key thing is an idea and implementation of idea. So this is this is how you can win the hearts.
Yeah, in product management, we always talk about finding the pain and fixing the pain. So finding the pain and solving a problem that will be, universally recognized by people is definitely the number one, what we judge on. And then finding an elegant way to solve it is really the most interesting part.
So thank you, Enrique and Oliver. Are there any more questions to Raj? So okay, thanks. And if there are any more questions, I'll go through the demo we prepared. So actually, we prepared a full stack template, which is a full stack application against IRIS, and also we'll talk a little bit about bonuses we introduced for this contest. So what are the bonuses and how to implement it? Okay, maybe let's go. So I'll share the screen and I will go through the. Do you see my screen, right? Okay, hope you do. So let's go through templates. And we have here IRIS full stack template. And we go to download button, which opens the repository of this full stack template. And we click use the template, and because this is a GitHub template, it suggests us to create a new repository. Like I will create my repository, which is a copy of this. So it's demo full stack. Okay, and GitHub does this copy for myself, and then I will copy the URL, GitHub URL, and check out it to my laptop. So for this, I need a new window in VS Code, and I have very prepared VS Code with SQL tool installed, ObjectScript plugin installed. So I open source control thing, and I paste here the URL of GitHub repository, and I pick the folder where I want this to be checked out. Yes, I have it here. And here we have a set of files, and this is a Docker-enabled repository. So to run IRIS and Docker container, I just pick this compose restart option here, and actually I have it up and running. And if you check the documentation for this and README for this repository, you will see that here we have a backend with classes and even some globals loaded. And the backend exposes REST API, which is implemented with this REST server class. And it has unit tests, and it has a front-end web application, which is built using Angular. So, okay, we started Docker. Let's see how this application works. And in this template, we introduced the link which shows this application, Coffee Maker, into the menu of ObjectScript. So here we can see how it works. Yes. Okay. Actually, let's examine how what actually this application did with our basic IRIS to make the full stack application work. So when we started Docker file, it imported a standard CLS file which creates a namespace coffee, and also creates two web applications. Let's see these applications were introduced into IRIS. So let's open Management Portal. Yes, and we can go to the menu, web applications, and we indeed see here CSP Coffee application, which is a front end with the physical path of the classes, and we also have REST application with demo Coffee Maker. Okay, and So this is why application works. So during the installation, we see that we copy web part into CSP application. That's how we have these files in our CSP folder, and we load and we call installer CLS, which creates this web application and also loads all the classes from SRC folder. Yes, which could be examined here with import, with this import command. So I think this is more or less clear. And let's focus on the. So if you have any questions to this part, please go ahead, ask questions in the chat or in the voice. So please, let's make it interactive, okay? So while I'll refer to the bonuses we introduced for this contest. Okay, technology bonuses. As Raj mentioned, so we have a full stack competition here, which means like a full freedom. So the only general requirement is that we expect to use InterSystems IRIS on the backend. And IRIS exposes different APIs to work with applications, and you are very welcome to use any of them. And these APIs are like JDBC or REST API, which is the most general maybe. You also are very welcome to use native API set with any language, any client languages we have an API, a native API for, like .NET, Java, Python, Node.js. And here we have related bonuses which your application gets if you use any of these approaches. So for REST API you have a bonus, one bonus. For JDBC another. Native API usage have another one. So if you use all three APIs in your application, great, you get 3 bonuses. What else here? So here also we have unit test bonus. What does it mean? So if you have if you use object script code in your backend application, and if you have unit tests for this code, so you get this bonus. And actually, let's have a look to this full stack template example. It has unit tests, and let's check where is that. Actually, these unit tests are located in /tests folder, and here we have unit test.demo coffee maker test. You can examine how it works, and what is great about tests that you can run it against your object script code base and understand what doesn't work, what works or doesn't. So, and this is how you can check that the changes you made didn't break anything in the logic of your system. And let's what I will show now one handy way how you can run unit tests using ZPM. For this, we need to open terminal here in this repository, in this namespace, and we call ZPM, and we need to load the ZPM package. And actually, we already did the work for this full stack template, and we have a module XML which exposes resources of these, which describes the resources of this particular full stack template into ZPM package. So we are able to call load with this package here. Because of that, so we do load /iris dev/app. And let's load. And you may ask me why iris dev/app. this is because we expose with Docker Compose, we expose the root of this folder into /iris dev app. Okay, for some reason I don't see any other result. Maybe it takes time. So okay. So I broke it. I interrupted it because it usually doesn't take that much time. So let me do the load again. Sorry guys, something doesn't work at the moment. I don't know why actually, and so maybe because I'll do it in the live show. So I'll try it later. But I think everything will work for you when you check out it and test it. So okay, let's go. But anyway, so you are able to run these tests using the standard procedure without ZPM. So let's quit here. So to run this, you need to do the following. So you need to set the unit test root. And here you provide the folder where you have unit tests, and then you do the call to unit test system. Yeah, maybe I have some issues with Docker locally, and this we see that even run test doesn't work at the moment. So I think this is the issue. So, but anyway, so this will work for you. So we started. Perhaps I'm ran out of space, so I'll check it later. Okay. But this is how you can run tests manually or using ZPM. Okay, what else we have here as bonuses? So this is the next bonus is Zpm Package Deployment, and this means that if you make your full stack application published as a Zpm package, you get this bonus. And actually, what is the value of this? The value of this is that everyone who has a ZPM client will be able to install your solution. For example, we published this ZPM package in ZPM registry, in the public registry. So if you open an open exchange, and if you go here and say that you want to see only ZPM packages here, and yes, here you have IRIS full stack template, and here you can yes, and here you have ZPM installation command. So I copied it now with I clicked on it and copied it in clipboard. And I can go and start another system which doesn't have this application. So it's, for example, here I have a Docker image run it. So I open terminal and I go ZPM and I say this. So I even don't need to start it. So I just call zpm install demo coffee maker, and it should install it for me. Yes. So it installed, and I can run it in this system. So actually, let me see how I exposed it before. Oh, it was yes. Okay. So I think it is 94. So I take this URL and say 94, and I have it working in another system. Sorry, system. Yes, it works. So Zpm gives you the option to deploy your solution in any other platform and solution only with one command. So if you implement this opportunity, this feature in your solution, you get this Zpm Package Deployment bonus. And another one is a sort of standard. If you use, if you add the Docker container usage to your repository, you get another bonus. Why we introduced this thing? Because it's so easy for anyone to test your solution and actually start developing with it, because we just checked it out, and actually if you wanna change something here, it just works. So we can do this change and compile, and it compiles. So and all the changes automatically being secured with being tracked with the control version system. Yes, and so for us to test your solution, to launch it, is just the matter of click on Docker Compose and have it run like this restart. Okay, and we also encourage you to use this menu and use this link, and this could be managed with the settings of VS Code settings here. Yes, there is a links section where you can put links to your application, and this will appear in this menu. This is a feature of VS Code Object Script extension. Okay, so so we have a sort of issue here that something doesn't work in this particular container. So what we can do, we can try to prune to clear the Docker, my local Docker system. This Docker system prune. You have these commands here in devmd, and so I will clear that, and I need a terminal. I need a terminal, and I call Docker system prune. So it cleared some unused containers here on my local machine. Next step, I will build the container again with no cache, just to be sure that it will use everything to build. And the next step will be to up this container. So I will do this now. Okay, so we will up it here. Great, and now we can check the connection, refresh connection. Now it's connected, perfect, and then we will open terminal to it. Okay, it works, and let's try this Zpm thing. So load slash. Yeah, this is what the issue. So I ran out of space in Docker. It happens from time to time. That's why Docker system prune is a useful command which you could call from time to time. So we load it here, and then we can use the test command of Zpm test demo coffee maker. Yes, and it loaded it and ran all the tests. And you can check how tests work in the test portal. I think this is maybe all I wanted to share with you. So if you have any questions, so let me check. What is your unit test? What Oliver asks, what is unit test? Unit test is a class, object script class, coffee maker, where you put some logic which actually checks if your application works properly. So, for example, like here we have like test for required fields, and basically what it does, so it creates a new coffee maker, and it asserts if the save was okay, and if not, it throws shouldn't save due to some some required fields. So this is a test to yeah, okay. So this is how you can test that your application logic is okay. Okay, but we of course have documentation parts, the articles in documentation, and there is a set of good articles on developer community with the tech testing. Okay, any more questions? Do we have any more questions? Okay, and what maybe, so let's talk a bit about this particular application. So this is full stack, this is front end which uses only REST API. And how can we understand that? So we have JS files here. So I believe controllers, services, REST API, yes. And we see that this app factory of Angular, it uses web app REST coffee maker app, and it communicates, it talks with IRIS through the REST API, which is exposed and served by this coffee maker object script class. So this is an example of full stack application which uses only REST API. Okay, any questions? So maybe I will stop sharing. Okay, colleagues, if you have any questions, please shoot it. Okay, no more questions. Do you want to explain WebSocket? I'm not an expert in WebSockets, but I know that this is sort of so it is being sort of as a REST API, but it is it works in an interactive way. So and there are plenty of examples and which use WebSockets. So there are several templates and examples on OpenExchange, which with open source, where you can check how it works. Okay, guys, so we don't have any more questions, right? And I think we are fully prepared to the full stack contest. So good luck for you, and we are looking forward to see your fantastic applications and as always, an exciting competition. So thank you for your attention, and see you on developer community, and have 2 great weeks. Thank you very much.